Who is the entity that wants to communicate? Ah, this is great. Oh yeah. Mr. Boyfriend, are you planning something? Loki, great mischievous one, bringer of change. Hi, good morning and welcome to a vlog on a very, very beautiful fall day. I already got up and ready to go because the first thing we will do today is go to Fleamarket, as kind of every single vlog I film, but I love going to flea markets and I do it for my shop, so let's go there. I love the place where the flea market is this time because it's at a small stream, so maybe we will be able to go for a walk at the stream later after the flea market. We will see. Let's go. Hi, I am back home, as you can see. It was such a nice morning and early afternoon. It's so sunny outside, it's amazing. But, well, I wasn't that successful on the flea market, actually. The only thing that I found was this very pretty copper cauldron, I think it's copper, which is supposedly, like the seller told me, it's supposedly from around 1850, which I have no clue. I will do some more research on that, but even if it's not that old, it's very cute, very pretty, and definitely older. So that's always cool. I'm always very happy about finding cauldrons on the flea market, but I didn't find anything else there. That happens very, very rarely. Usually I find at least 3 or 4 things, but I wasn't that successful this time. But still, it was very nice just getting outside and getting some good use out of this very beautiful fall weather, because fall weather in northern Germany usually is a lot of rain, very misty, very wet. And flea markets aren't that fun when it's raining 24/7, so being able to go to the flea market by a little stream during very, very beautiful fall weather was just very nice. I actually went to a lake near my house afterwards to go for a little walk, which also was very nice. I didn't get to film as much as I would have liked to because I have actually a new small camera that I use for vlogging, but I had to sadly find out that the battery isn't that good when you use it to film in 4K, so I'll have to see. Either in the future I won't film in 4K with it, or I'll just have to buy 1 or 2 more batteries for it. We will see. But yeah, that is why I didn't vlog as much as I would have liked to. Also, I was kind of anxious on the flea market, so I didn't really vlog that much there either. I'm sorry, I'm a bad vlogger. Filming outside is very hard for me. But still, it was a very, very nice morning and early afternoon. I actually came back like an hour ago or something, but I had to take a little break because as much as I love going to flea markets, they drain me a lot, like a lot. So usually afterwards I just have to take a break because I'm just exhausted. Introvert struggles, right? So what I thought would be kind of fun to do is something that I'm getting asked quite a lot, and that is how I communicate with deities and spirits in general. And I've actually gotten into quite a routine, and it's a very, very simple thing to do. So I thought, why don't I just show you? So let's do that. So I usually do that with tarot just because it's simple and easy, and there's 78 options on what could come up. Because I'm not communicating with one specific deity, because this is usually what I do, like either in the morning when I feel like I just want to see whether someone has something to say, or like I usually do that more in the evenings because I have more time for that in the evenings. I use this routine not to communicate with one deity or my ancestors or one spirit guide or whatever. I leave it open, like who wants to communicate. It's more of a routinely asking if there is someone who wants to communicate, who has some messages for me or a task or something. So I thought that could be a good thing to share, because if you work with several deities and your ancestors and spirit guides and whoever, communicating with them regularly can be quite challenging. And if you kind of want to check on everyone and see whether someone has something to say, has something they want you to do, wants an offering, whatever, and you're not clairaudient or clairvoyant or something, so they can't directly communicate with you, then checking on them one after another can take a lot of time. And it's very dark all of a sudden. Better. So yeah, less talking, more doing. This is what I do. I usually, that is what I do whenever I read tarot. I usually knock on my cards to wake them up, kind of. I also usually use a bell, but not every time. Like I do that more before bigger readings. So I knock on my cards, but you don't have to do that. It's just part of how I read tarot. And then I ask just in general, like, is there someone who wants to communicate with me? Like, I leave it completely open. Like just anyone, not a specific deity or an ancestor or whatever. I leave it completely open. You could narrow that down and ask just, is there a deity who wants to talk to me or something? So I do that. And then I will just shuffle the cards, like I always do, and I see what comes up. And oh, important thing, I ask this as a yes or no question. So I don't ask like, who's there or something like that. I usually ask, is someone there who has a message for me? Is someone there who wants me to who wants me to do something for them? Yeah, does someone in the spirit realm have a message for me? So, and then cards will pop up. In this case, it's the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Cups and the Hierophant. So, this for me personally, like this is the thing now. You will have to interpret the card that pops up or the cards that pop up as a yes or no. In this case, this would be a definite yes. But for example, if like, I don't know, the 10 of Swords comes up or something, 3 of Swords, anything more negative, then I would interpret that as a no. So in this case, this is a yes. Those were 2 cards that would be a definite yes for me. And now you could maybe, like I'm not that far into this yet, but you could interpret that as maybe 2 yeses, so maybe 2 entities who want to communicate. But I'm just going with 1 now. So the next thing I would do is I would want to narrow it down. I would want to know who is the entity that wants to communicate. So this is what I would ask the cards again, like, who is the entity that wants to communicate? And then I would shuffle the cards again. Very interesting. And then I would interpret the card again. So let's see. And this is the thing, if you do that routinely, then you will see that there will be specific cards or runes or whatever divination system you use. You will see that for one specific entity, usually one of maybe 1 or 2 or 3 cards will pop up. It's pretty easy to see. So, for example, with this card, this is the one that popped up now. This is the Lover's card. So, one of the things that I realized the more I do this is, like, in general, entity or deity communication over tarot, and especially identification over tarot, is that deities usually pop up either as major arcana cards or court cards, but usually as major arcana cards, whether, for example, ancestors would pop up as different cards. Usually minor arcana. But yeah, you just have to get used to doing that, and if you feel like you want to really make sure that what you're reading from the cards is correct, maybe use a pendulum to verify if what you did was correct, because then you can just ask yes or no. So with the Lover's card, one of my cats is playing with a bell. I hope you can't hear that. So with the Lover's card, that would, for example, be Freya for me. This is a pretty obvious one. Freya has like multiple cards that usually pop up for her. It's either the Lover's card or, for example, one that pops up for her pretty often is also the Empress. But the Empress for me could also be Frigg, but since I don't really work with Frigg, I don't really assume that it would be her. But well, I would personally, from the entities that I work with, I would personally assume that this is Freya. So then, just to be sure that I'm correct, I would just ask Freya, was this you? Are you there? Do you want to communicate with me? So then I would get a card. I would have to interpret this as a yes or a no. So 10 of Pentacles, for example, in this case, definite yes. Like, that is a definite yes. And now that I know who it is that wants to communicate, I could ask further questions. So for example, I would ask usually, the first question that I would usually ask is something like, do you have a message for me? Do you just want to tell me something? And then I would ask this as yes or a no. And if it's a yes, then I would ask, well, what is the message? I always find it important to ask these yes or no questions, because if you just go in with asking, okay, Freya, what message do you have for me? And then you just choose a card or draw a card. You will always get a card, even if the deity or your ancestors or whoever you're communicating with does not want anything from you at that moment. You will always get a card, so you will just assume that that's a message. So I personally think that asking these yes or no questions beforehand is very important, and also to ask if there even is someone who wants to communicate or who wants to tell you something or who wants you to do something for them. Because that is, for example, one thing that I would ask afterwards is, okay, then maybe this entity does not have a message for me, they don't want to tell me something. Then I would maybe ask, do you want something from me? Like, do you want an offering? Or do you want me to do something for you? Something like that. I would just narrow it down so that I know exactly what it is that I'm drawing a card for, you know? Otherwise, it would be like, well, okay, I got a card now. For example, I got, I don't know, the 6 of Swords. I got the 6 of Swords, so then I would be like, well, yeah, is it a message? Is it a warning? Is it something that this deity wants me to do for them? Whatever, what does this card really tell me? Like, yeah. I think it makes it a whole lot easier to really properly interpret the message. So that is what I usually do. Of course, now I won't show you the actual messages that I get from the entities that I'm communicating with, because that is very personal, but I thought it could be quite fun to just tell you, or quite helpful actually, more helpful than fun, to just tell you how I usually do that, because that's a very nice routine. Okay, next up, I actually really want to do something crafty, because I recently made an incense blend for a customer. It was a custom incense blend for Samhain, and I have wanted to make Sabbath-related incense blends for a while, so this was kind of the kick in my butt to finally start making them. And I put cinnamon into it. Not powdered cinnamon, but cinnamon bark, the one that I also sell in my shop. And it was pretty amazing, actually. So I really want to make a Yule incense blend now, a very, very cozy one. And I thought maybe I would put like cinnamon in it and cloves and orange peel and everything cozy like that. So let us try that. Okay, sadly it will be probably a little bit loud now, because I have to do that with an open balcony door, and that balcony door is right behind the camera, so it will probably be a little bit loud. I'm sorry, but I don't want to smoke down my whole apartment. So first of all, we will need some charcoal, self-lighting charcoal, and we will light that up. Nice. So that way it can just burn through while I'm preparing the rest. So this can just work. Back there. Okay, so as I said, first of all, I really want to put cinnamon bark in it. So let's put some cinnamon bark. I really hope that this will work out, because if this smells awful, that will be so sad. Next up, some cloves. Oh, I love the smell of cloves and cinnamon. It's just so nice. Next up, I actually wanted to experiment with something, and that is to put cacao nibs into it. I actually put cacao nibs on charcoal already, and it smelled pretty good, so we will see. And then, as I already said, I thought maybe some orange peel would be kind of nice. Oop. And then lastly, simply because it's very wintry, some pine needles, and like pine and fir, and like in general, evergreens usually smell really good in incense blends. So I can't go wrong with that. Now we will blend it up a little bit. And usually half of the contents of the mortar usually flies out, so that's always great. And by the way, please don't judge my altar, because I know it's very messy. I have to address that soon. But that's something for the next new moon, I guess. Ah, come on. The cloves don't want to break. Better. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm doing this for myself and not for a customer, so. But I need it a little bit better than this. Okay. I guess it's fine. It's far from perfect, but oh my god, this smells so amazing. Like, cloves and chocolate and cinnamon. And the charcoal is pretty well lit, so I can already do the first test drive. This will be very interesting. Oh my. Okay. Interesting. Definitely smells different than I expected. Incense usually doesn't smell that great directly on charcoal, but it has to also smell good on charcoal, so I have to experiment with that too. But it smells good, it just doesn't smell as comforting as I would have thought it would. Maybe add some more cloves. The cloves smell really good. Making incense blends definitely is one of my favorite things to do. Oh, it actually smells really good. And I have a very, very messy way of doing it, actually. I just throw things on charcoal and then I see whether it smells good or not. It just smells very warm with a little bit of a citrusy flavor from the oranges. It's actually really nice. Oh yes, I will definitely make a proper blend from that and sell that on my shop. It smells so good. Maybe give me some inspiration in the comments. Maybe tell me what I should add to my Yule incense blend. Oh, it's so good. Yes, I love that. The interesting thing is that the first thing you smell is the pine needles, because it's just the part of the incense blend that burns the fastest. So at first it smells like pine needles, and then later on the cinnamon and the cloves and the orange peel and the cacao comes through. But it really smells good. Oh my god, this was a definite win. Woo, I really wanted to try this out. I didn't want to finesse it or something, because that takes a lot of time. Making incense blends, it is not easy, let me tell you. Because you can't just sit down for a whole day and just smell things, because after some time you don't smell anything anymore. Oh, this is great. Oh yeah, this will go on the shop. Nice. Okay, so I have actually really randomly decided that I want to play around with my Lenormand cards again, which I haven't used in ages. It's just like tasseography. I love it, but I use it far too little. But it's actually really fun, so I just want to play around with it. To clarify, I'm definitely not a professional Lenormand user, I don't know. I use my Lenormand cards very little, so I basically forget everything. So I will just try to wing it right now, and we will see what happens. And also, I know my carpet is pretty dirty, I'm very sorry, but I need a lot of space for this, because I will do a full spread, which means that I use all the cards. So I need a lot of space. So that is why we're doing that on the floor, which is full of cat hair. So yeah, I'll just shuffle these right now. What I really like using Lenormand for is to ask what will happen. Like I barely use tarot to know what will happen. It's more of a, I want to know the background, or I want to know why something happens, or like why I'm reacting to things the way I am, things like that. And Lenormand is more like fact-based. It's more like, well, yeah, you will find a house and have a boyfriend and I don't know, get a dog or something. it's more fact-based. It's more of what will happen. But I bet there are people out there who do it differently. As I said, I don't do it that often. I don't use it that often. I'm also sorry in advance to my best friend because my best friend already taught me how to do this, but it has been at least four years or something since they taught me, and I basically have forgotten everything. So let's do this. What will happen within the next year? Okay, now I feel like it's enough. And if I remember correctly, I really hope I remember correctly, it's 9 times, it's 9 cards in a row, 4 rows. What I will do now, as far as I know, like this is as far as I know, I would look for my significator card, which for me, I'm non-binary, so it's kind of strange because you only have 2 significator cards, a woman and a man. But since I always went with the woman, I just always go with the woman. And then I will first look up all the cards that are around it. So for me, there's only 5 because my significator card is on the top. But what I see right away is the man, which makes a lot of sense because I'm very happy in my relationship with my boyfriend. There's also luck. The clover is luck as far as I know. Then we have the ring, which of course could be marriage, but it could also be other binding things, so contracts, pacts, stuff like that. The clouds aren't that good. I think the clouds are kind of bad, casting shadow and stuff like that, but the dog is also good. The dog is, I think, topics like friendship and protection and stuff like that. So I have like friendship and a man here, and luck, maybe marriage. I will not look into the camera and look at my boyfriend through the camera because we're always joking that he will propose to me soon. We will see, who knows? But it could be marriage, could also be other contracts. Looks rather good, I would say, but I will quickly look up what the clouds mean because I don't really remember. I really have to get back into Lenormand properly because this is so fun. I really like doing it, but for some reason I always go back to tarot because it's just easier for me. Yeah, it's basically everything negative. Tension and things getting in your way, depression, things like that. So apparently there's a little bit of clouds, a little bit of negatives here, which it's like with Lenormand, it's very intuitive, and it's a lot of like which cards are in like next to other cards and stuff like that. And what you can do also, as far as I know, with the big spread is that you can look at specific topics. So like you would look at the significator and which cards are around that. You could look at a topic card, so for example the heart for love, and look at what's around that. It looks like there's a message, but also a secret that's being unlocked, I guess. I think that was what the key meant. Yeah, locking something up, but also opening a lock. Yeah, becoming aware of something, getting access to something, solutions. Okay, this is interesting. And then a message. Well, this is rather interesting. Also the road. Oh, decisions, your life's path, alternatives. Oh, decisions. This is interesting. Okay, I think the tower was something like loneliness or something like that. I hope not. Okay, yeah, isolation. It's a very introverted card, apparently. Also being locked up and stuff like that. I hope that won't happen in the future in my love life. And what is the bear? Strength, authority, security, power, rather good. I mean, these three are very, very interesting. This one worries me a little bit, but these three are interesting. Like a message, something being unlocked, and decisions. Well, Mr. Boyfriend, are you planning something? This is so fun. Why am I doing that not more often? This is so fun. We should do that with, I should do that with my cousin, I think. It would be fun to learn a divination system together. But yeah, I don't know. Why am I doing this in a vlog? I have no clue, but it's definitely a lot of fun. I should do this more often. And yeah, maybe I sparked some interest in you because I kind of feel like Lenormand is so underrated. It's extremely fun, it's extremely interesting, and you can get a lot of insight into your life with this. And yeah, I don't know, I always feel like not too many people know about it. Tarot is always kind of the go-to when it comes to cartomancy, and then also oracle cards for a lot of people, but I feel like Lenormand is very powerful. I really love doing it, and I should do it more often. I can't blame other people for not using it when I don't really do it that often myself. I think for me it's it always comes down to laziness, because tarot is just, it comes more easily to me. Well, does it? It didn't really come more easily to me, but I know it better. Let's just say it like that. I know it. I know how to read tarot. So it's just easier to do it than to learn a whole different system. Okay, so actually, it is now dinner time. So I guess I will get myself some food, but I won't show that because that's not very fun, very interesting. But I will get some food, and since it's Sunday and we're in Germany, so that means on Sundays all of the shops are closed, so there's no way to get food, and I completely forgot that it's Sunday. I forgot to get myself some food yesterday, so that means I have to get takeout or order some food, and yeah, we will see. I think maybe I will share some food and give some food as an offering to Thor. I really like, whenever I order food, I really like sharing that with Thor. I don't know, he seems to appreciate that. Since I'm working now a little bit more closely with Loki too, I will see whether he maybe wants some too. We will see. And yeah, then I guess if I give some of my food as an offering, then I will see you later. Other than that, I will see you even later, after dinner. Oh my god, my stomach just growled. So I really have to get some food. I just realized I didn't really eat anything apart from one bun. Wow, I didn't really eat a lot today. Time to eat. See you later. Okay, I got my food. And it's Domino's because I'm very healthy apparently. And I definitely want to give some of it as an offering to Thor, but I kind of also felt like Loki maybe wanted some. So I guess I will give some to both of them. And I just realized I forgot my lighter. So let's do this. Loki. Thor. Loki, great mischievous one, bringer of change. Thor, mightiest of all the gods, husband to Sif. I'm bringing to you today a small offering of food, which I really hope you will enjoy. Let's share this meal together as friends and enjoy it. I hope you like your offering. And you see, this is how easy an offering can be. I definitely more often than not give very simple offerings like these. I mean, recently I gave perfume, like a sample of perfume as an offering to Freya, and she also seemed to like it. So offerings don't have to be huge, they don't. But now I will have dinner. See you later. So, I just had a very nice dinner break. I started watching Heartstopper, which I've had on my Netflix list for ages. And yeah, just watched the first episode and it was very cute. Oh, so cute. I'm excited to keep watching it, but I actually have to still edit the whole vlog that I filmed today because I don't have any videos backed up at the moment. So yeah, still have to edit the whole video. What else did I do in the meantime? Oh, I set up a poll for my Patreons and I asked what would be a good time for the next live stream, because I actually have started going live for my Patreons, or with my Patreons, and it's actually really fun. I was always so afraid of going live, like doing live streams. First of all, I was afraid that no one would show up and no one would care. And then I was also very afraid that I would have a very bad English day during a live stream, and that I would totally embarrass myself because my English would be so bad. But last month, I went live for the first time with my Patreons, and I think there were like 8 people, which was pretty good. It was so cool. I think it ended up being 2 hours or something, and the time just flew, like it was crazy. I thought like, okay, maybe I will go live for an hour or something, and then it was 2 hours, at least 2 hours. It was amazing. So I thought maybe I could try to do it monthly. It's just also a nice way to connect with my Patreons apart from Discord. I'm very excited to go live again. I think I will have a small editing break now. I will see what I will do afterwards. I definitely want to read, because I have to read a book or I have to finish reading the book. I think I'm about halfway through the book, but I have to read a book for a secret project, which you will, I don't know, see in maybe 3-4 weeks. I don't know when I will be finished reading the book, but yeah, I definitely have to still do that. I don't know if I will be able to do anything else today, because editing will be a lot of work still. Editing vlogs usually takes me like, I guess 4 hours. Like normal chatting videos are like maybe 2 hours, but vlogs are about 4 hours. So I should get going, because otherwise I definitely won't finish editing today. So let's edit. Yay! Okay, editing Bente is done editing actually, but now it's nearly 12:30, so it's very late. I'm really tired, I need to go to bed, so I will end this vlog here actually, but before we end this vlog, there is still a Patreon shoutout due, so thank you very much to, and I hope I won't butcher your name. I actually googled how to pronounce that, but still, maybe I'm butchering it. Kaliach? Is that correct? I have no clue. So thank you very much to Kaliach, Lorna, Victoria, Alexander, Laura, Bird, Amber, Kristen, John, Ivy, Phoenix, Anton, Noemi, Jenny, Tyler, Els, Betty, Misty, Cameron, Tiffany, Amy, Colette, Soren, Braden, Tell, Timothy, Coffee, The Honorary Gossip Squirrel, Bjorn, Scylla, Ash, Lucy, and Joss. and now I will go to bed. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I always really enjoy filming vlogs, but it's always the same thing. I always wonder whether I filmed enough and enough interesting things. So I definitely hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, make sure to subscribe and give a thumbs up. And of course, check out my Instagram and my TikTok for my other shenanigans. Of course, check out my online shop, because when this video comes up, it's only, I think, 1 week until my new shop launches, my actual standalone shop. Very exciting. And yeah, if you maybe consider supporting my channel and also, of course, everything else that I do, then maybe you want to have a look at my Patreon. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!